So we just went over cosecant and secant, right? The parent functions, parent graphs. Now, if you are asked to graph y equals 3 cosecant of x minus pi plus 2, right? You know what? I'm going to add a 2 here. A 2x minus pi plus 2, okay? My first step is actually different from the first step that I just told you. I'm going to take out the 2. So 3 cosecant of 2 times x minus pi over 2 plus 2. Right? You guys remember that? Yeah. If you guys don't, please go back to the sine cosine video, right? Where we outline how to figure that out. Now the second step will be to graph 3 sine. Notice that I've turned my cosecant to sine of 2x. So we're going to graph all stretches or compresses. Okay? All right, so we're going to graph 3 sine of 2x. Once we get that, the third step would be to the reciprocal. The reciprocal of 0 is undefined. Okay, where they're vertical asymptotes. Okay. And then all other points are on the graph. Okay. And then the fourth step will just be to draw parabolas from the points to asymptotes. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and graph this. All right. On a new graph paper. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and graph y equals 3 cosecant of 2x minus pi plus 2. Oh, here's another fifth step. To perform the translations. Okay. That's it. So let's try this out. Okay, those are the steps. And we'll go step by step. All right. So my first step, I already kind of gave it to you. Y equals 3 cosecant of 2 x minus pi over 2 plus 2, right? And then the second step is to graph 3 sine of 2x. So let's go ahead and graph 3 sine of 2x. Okay? So if this is my y and this is my x, I'm going to just do it over one period. You might be asked to do it over 2 periods. All you got to do is just make 2 sine curves, right? Instead of the one that I'm going to do. So I'm going to label 1, 2, 3, no. Let's go every one is just 1. Okay. So here, class, if I want to graph 3 sine of 2x, what's my period going to be equal to? 2 pi over 2, so it's just pi, right? Yeah. So remember the key points on my x coordinate is 0, pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, and 2 pi, right? Those are all my x key points. So I'm going to divide everything by 2. 0 divided by 2 is 0. Pi over 2 divided by 2, that's pi over 4. Pi divided by 2 is just pi over 2. 3 pi divided by 2 is 3 pi over 4. And then 2 pi divided by 2 is just pi, right? So instead of going, you know what? I'm just going to keep the same. Pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, and 2 pi. Okay, so for a sine function, sine of 0 is still 0. Now, instead of going pi over 2, I'm going to go pi over 4, right? So that's just 1 unit over, right? And that point is 1, correct? But it's going to be, my amplitude is 3, right? So this point actually goes to 3. That make sense? Okay. And again, if you guys don't know what I'm doing, please go ahead and refer to the previous video on sine and cosine. So pi over 2 is at 0. 3 pi over 4 is at -1, but multiplied by 3 is at -3. Pi is at 0. So here in pencil is my sine functions, right? 3 sine of 2x. Questions? No? Let's review the steps. The reciprocal of 0 is undefined. And they are my vertical asymptotes. So whenever this hits my x-axis, I'm just going to draw a vertical line here. Draw a vertical line here. And draw a vertical line here. Right? Okay? And then I know that this point and this point lie on my cosecant graph. Right? That's where it says all other points are on the graph. These 2 points are the other points, and they lie on the graph. All right? You can do step 4 right now. You can draw the parabola from the point to the, draw these parabolas, but I know I'm going to move it. Okay, so I'm going to draw the parabolas at the end. All right. So here, if I go back, I move this over to the right, pi over 2, and then up 2 units, correct? Yeah. My translations, pi over 2 to the right, up 2 units. So this point, pi over 2 to the, or this asymptote, pi over 2 to the right, will be this asymptote. Yeah. This asymptote here will just be this asymptote here. If I moved it pi over 2 units to the right. This asymptote here in purple becomes this asymptote here. You guys see that? Yeah. And then this point, pi over 2 units to the right, up 2 will be right here. This point, pi over 2 units to the right, up 2 will be right there. Those are my vertex or vertices of the parabola. And all we do is we just follow that along and draw those parabolas. Cool? Make sense? It's a lot easier than tangent and cotangent. Because it's based off of sine and cosine, which you guys already know. All right? Sounds good? All right, and that's the lesson for today. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next one.